Awesome. Well, first I want to thank all of you guys for joining. This is what we call our First Friday. And the reason we have First Fridays is Innovate AT, as you see on the screen, is we're creating a community for athletic health professionals to drive change. And the reason that's important, I assume everyone on the call is actually an athletic trainer because they came through the Innovate AT kind of social media network or other athletic trainers. But as athletic trainers, we are really positioned in this unique space where we are the hub between athletes and coaches and parents and providers. And all of those people want more than what the current healthcare system creates. But as the hub, the athletic trainer being the hub, there's a lot that we can do to really drive the change. So as we have gone down this route, Innovate AT has actually transitioned from Innovate Athletic Training to Innovate Athlete, which makes it a broader scope of service, a broader scope of vision to really do that top level vision that you see on the screen, revolutionize athlete health. So there's nobody really doing what we're doing, and it's not focused on just the profession of athletic training. It's really leveraging skill sets and knowledge bases and professional relationships to do something for the athlete that has never been done before. So it's really exciting. And that's where we have a lot of people on the call that are supporters. They're part of this community. They're inviting people to it. We're always looking for more people, and you really start to get an understanding of what is going on. So to kind of lighten the mood, if you look at my backdrop, right, it's December. Hopefully everybody has some good holiday plans. My family moved from Hawaii or from New Mexico to Hawaii. So I had to give a little plug for the beach because, you know, coronavirus pending. We're supposed to go there in a couple of weeks. So this is my keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully we can go. And then because we are all athletic trainers and I'm in District 7, I have my Colorado Athletic Training Association shirt on that they're going through their current licensure in sunset. So there's a petition going around on the internet. If you guys see it, just sign it so we can have other disciplines understand the value of athletic training. So I'm going to start this presentation with a quick video that highlights the importance of a vision, right? As all of us are athletic trainers, we work in a profession that is already established. And when we get jobs as athletic trainers, everything is already there, right? We already have the athletes, the standing orders are already in place. We already have an athletic training room. We get a job, and it really is the hurry up and wait game. We wait for the athletes to come to us, or we wait for an injury to occur. What we're doing with Innovate AT and our flagship product, WaveOn, it is the complete opposite. We have to build it. We have to start from scratch, but it all starts with a vision. So I'm going to share a quick little video about the importance of a vision around what we're building.
We have a vision. And what a vision is
Yeah, I don't know if it's for everyone. The volume's not working on my side on the video.
What'd you say, Matt? Matt, what'd you say?
Yeah, I said I don't know if it's the case for everyone, but the volume's not coming through on my side with the video.
Okay.
It could just be me, though.
Experience and those feelings. That is a complete figment of your imagination. It is not real. Vision. And what a vision is the ability to see that which cannot be seen. That's why we call it vision. It literally lives in our imagination. I say, imagine a world. Imagine. Close your eyes. Imagine a world in which the vast majority of people wake up every single morning inspired, feel safe at work, and return home fulfilled at the end of the day. And what you see in your mind's eye is yourself and the people you love having that experience and those feelings. That is a complete figment of your imagination. It is not real. It is the equivalent of an iceberg. That's what vision is. It's being able to see that which no one else can see because it lies beneath. And when we work with a small group of people who say, I believe what you believe, and we will work together, and what ends up happening is a tiny little piece of iceberg pops up. And a couple people go, oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, I'm in. And they join in, and a little more iceberg shows up, and a little more iceberg shows up. And before you know it, everybody goes, it's amazing what you're doing. And you'll say, tip of the iceberg. And the iceberg is huge, and people say, look at all the success you've had. And you'll say, tip of the iceberg. Because that's what it means to wake up every single day to advance a cause. It means that we devote our lives to building that which has not been built, to advancing what has not been advanced, to showing that which is not seen, and not obsessing with the successes we've had and how much iceberg is above the ocean, but how much more work we have to do. And it all started with a tiny little bit of ice sticking above the ocean.
So just so you guys understand where I'm coming from with this idea is I'm an athletic trainer, right? I worked at Stanford. I worked at the US ski team. And
in the next 60 seconds,
hold on,
I'm going to show you one of the fastest ways to become a millionaire with the help of
that's
the
not
internet.
the video I want you to see. Well, hopefully it happens. By working with Stanford and the US ski team, I realized that there's a huge opportunity that our profession has in front of us. And that is there's millions of athletes out there that don't have the service. So for the last 10 years after working with Stanford, I've been kicking around this idea, and it was the tip of an iceberg. And I had people that listened to me. I had people that didn't listen to me. I had people that argued with me and said it wasn't possible. But the reason we have a lot of supporters on the call, it is becoming a reality now. So that's the journey. I'm going to take you guys through this quick little presentation, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. That we have made a lot of progress on really revolutionizing athlete health. So just a quick little background about the company. We are a corporation, and we combine the human element with technology to improve the health management of athletes. So we're creating a whole new workforce that creates brand awareness, product support, and overall growth for partners to bring sports medicine to the 21st century. And another thing we always talk about is we are digitizing the athletic training room experience. So with any type of startup or any type of company, big or small, you have to understand what problem you're solving. All of us as athletic trainers, we talk about this all the time, but no one has ever figured out what the real problem is. The problem is millions of athletes spend a lot of time, spend a lot of money, and get no help in the healthcare system. That is the problem. They go to urgent care, they go to the emergency room, they go through step after meeting after appointment to see the appropriate provider, when we're sitting behind closed doors saying, hey, we can help you right now, right? So that's the major problem. With every problem, you have to have a solution. So our solution is fast and efficient, on-demand athlete health service. Very simple, guys. We're taking what every single one of you does in your high school, your college, your pro setting, and we're simplifying it, and we're bringing it to millions of amateur and recreational athletes in a way that has never been done before. This is the athlete health management system that every one of you does in that traditional setting, right? And we call it institutional sports, where you are employed by an institution. You are employed by high school, you're employed by a school district, you're employed by a clinic doing outreach, you're employed by a college or a pro team. And when an athlete needs something, they walk into the athletic training room and they say, hey, athletic trainer, I need this outcome. There's only, 1% that's the pain in the butt, and they tell us what they want, right? There's always those athletes because they try to direct care. But for the most part, the athletes say, I don't know what I need, but I know you can help me. And we have modalities, we have a clinic setting, we're on the field, we have exercise, therapeutic exercise, whirlpools. Sometimes we literally just sit down and talk to them, right? So it's not healthcare. Healthcare is an insurance term where it's about a copay and it's about spending money once someone is sick or injured. Athletic training provides services way before healthcare comes in. We are athlete health managers. That is really what we do in those traditional settings. We are taking that experience and we're delivering it to now millions of people that before they just had the healthcare system. So we're taking these 6 major components that we do every single day as athletic trainers: engagement, focusing on prevention, really having conversations around early intervention. How I define early intervention is discomfort. It's not an injury. It's like, hey, just something doesn't feel right. Right? Well, let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Let's give you some exercises. That's early intervention. That is not healthcare insurance ready. It doesn't make sense for those discomforts to enter the healthcare system. And then we do injury management, we refer when appropriate, and then we get athletes back to return to play. Within our system, and this is what's very unique about our environment, all of that engagement that you're going to be focusing on with an athlete is virtual. So it's all digital. And it's all going into a personal health record around the athlete's ownership of their record. So the healthcare system starts when an injury occurs. We're now able to capture data around preventative measures to really give an athlete the understanding of pre and post injury information about their own athlete health. If we look at terms, right, and we have to put on our marketing hat, we're a business. We are a business. We are not an employee at an institution that, like I said, gets a job and everyone comes to us. We are creating a whole new market. So by doing so, we have to put on our marketing hats and we have to do analysis of other industries, look at the Ubers of the world, look at the Airbnbs, and realize that they had to come up with new terms such as ride sharing so people understand what they did. And when I talked about all of us being an athletic trainer at an institutional setting, and those athletes come in and ask us, and we provide this overall athlete health management service, we're literally acting as an agent does in the public sector. So what I mean by that is when someone goes to a real estate agency, a marketing agency, an insurance agency, a customer walks in and says, my desired outcome is I want to have the right insurance policy. I want to buy a house. I want to have a website that drives traffic to my company. I don't know how to do it, but I know you guys do. And then their agent says, okay, well, we have life, we have term, we have car, we have auto, we have SEO, we have website development. There's these 3 houses with this many bedrooms in this market. Let's go look at them. Let's talk about it. We are doing that around an athlete's health every single day in high school, college, and pro sports. We are taking that concept and we're bringing it to the masses to become an athlete health agent. And there is nothing like this out there. Insurance companies will have a case manager that will help a patient navigate the insurance provider panel once there's an injury. We are looking at an athlete's overall health from prevention all the way through return to play to create an experience that right now only high school, only college, and only pro athletes receive. So we're creating a modern suite of health and sports tech for the overall athlete health management, and we're doing it through those 3 pillars. We're able to lump athletes together based on their sport and their interests. We're able to make decisions off of data, and we're able to use HIPAA compliancy when there's an injury to really protect the athletic trainer when they're involved. So we are using the athletic training skill set as the entry point, but then we are creating agents along the way. It's a totally different skill set than just being an athletic trainer that's going and standing on the sidelines waiting for an injury to occur. This is a way more proactive approach. It's about working with the community and being a staple within the athletic, sports, and sports medicine community, wherever you live. This is what we call the WaveOn experience loop. And I hope every single one of you on the phone that is an athletic trainer looks at this and says, well, this is actually what I do every single day at my job, right? As a high school, collegiate, or professional athletic trainer. I have a freshman who comes in on the football team. I engage with them. I have a rookie that comes in, and then we're focusing on prevention. And then when there is that discomfort, I'm engaging early intervention techniques. And then when there's an injury, I'm managing it appropriately within a HIPAA compliant environment. And if I can't fix it, I then refer them appropriately through the healthcare relationships I've built or the institution has built. And then I'm helping them get back on the field or court. That is exactly what I want every one of you to say, because what we're doing is we're taking that and through technology, we're bringing it to the masses in a way that has never been done before. How we are doing that. And this is where the athletic trainers have to realize it is not about our hands anymore. It is not about a one-on-one relationship. These technology companies are going to make certain aspects of athletic training obsolete because they are spending hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to produce data that spits out sometimes better outcomes or data-related outcomes that show, you mean I can do this stuff at home? I can do this stuff on the road. I don't need to have someone put their hands on me all the time. This is great. So what we're doing is we're working with these companies and we're plugging them into the experience loop. And then the agent is able to manage the data on behalf of the athlete. We are creating this experience through technology to bring it to the masses. So we're also opening up new distribution channels for these companies that right now only can work with institutions that have athletic trainers who can read the data. Well, why can't that same experience be brought to a local soccer club, a local CrossFit gym, a local marathon running group, a ski academy? Well, just no one's ever done it before. It's literally that simple. Now, is it simple to implement? No, it takes a lot of work. But that's what we're doing, is we are leveraging these technology companies that are spitting out the data. We're leveraging the skill set of an athletic trainer, connecting the two to bring this service to market. We have athletes that are using our system right now. And because they are athletes who want more and the health care system does not give it to them. And once again, you guys are going to look at this and you're going to say, this is my day, every single day as an athletic trainer, that there's an athlete that can't rest, right? There's a game on Friday. Something is bugging them, so we help them and they can't ignore it. They know by working with us, we can manage it quickly for the best outcome. We can answer questions before and after practice. By working with us, they can save money and time instead of going through the healthcare system. They can constantly check in with us to make progress every single day to help them play in that game on Friday. Every athletic trainer across the country is doing this in their traditional job right now. Just through technology, we're now able to give it to all of those athletes I mentioned earlier that don't have access to anything. So if we look at, okay, well, Adam, you're talking about one athlete. That's great. I mean, we know it can help them. Well, it's going to help a family because it's going to save them time and money. Well, it can help a coach of a team because it allows the coach to focus on the sport instead of dealing with Sally's twisted ankle, Johnny's sore shoulder. They're not a healthcare provider, so we can help that coach. And then we can help the overall team because we provide management support to the team to where the coach can focus on putting the best team on the roster. Well, if we can help one team, why can't we help the entire organization? And then we get into the medical space. Well, we're going to be providing quality referrals to a provider that wants a quality patient. They want to focus on the type of medicine they went to school for. It's easier to bill insurance. We are creating a system that everybody wins. Like there are no companies or services being displaced. And I say that because if we look at traditional technology companies, there's this term that you've probably heard. It's called disruption. Disruption usually means displacement, right? Uber displaced taxis. Airbnb displaced hotels and motels. We are not displacing anyone. We're just creating a more efficient system using the athletic trainer skill set, right? Our agents as the conduit of triage, of understanding where and how to go, and really navigating a very complex system. So some of you might say, Adam, it sounds nice, it's pie in the sky, no one's ever going to use it. Well, obviously studies show, and especially with COVID, everyone is looking for their healthcare needs digitally. People don't want to go into clinics. They realize they don't need to go into clinics. And these numbers are probably going to rise for 2020 because of COVID. So we are ahead of the game. And if athletic trainers continue to literally scream at a brick wall, hey, we need to have value, we need to have a school district just pay us more because we think we're valuable, the profession is not going to go anywhere, and it might be dead in a couple years. This is what has to happen for the skill set of athletic training to advance on a mass scale. And so we're just ahead of the curve, as I mentioned. So the reason for this phone call and the reason for this meeting, and this is why we're holding these recruiting meetings often, in order for this to really take place, we need the athletic trainers that say, holy, Adam, you're onto something big. I want to be part of it, which is why we have all the supporters on the call right now. We're in the middle of what we call Operation 100, which is where we are seeking 100 athletic trainers to become agents to really help us make this a reality. So Operation 100 is now Operation 69. We have 31 agents that are in the pipeline. So we're doing some pretty amazing things. We're partnering with other companies that is going to accelerate that. So there's a lot of good stuff behind what we're doing. What we have to do in order to make this a reality is we have to find the right person. And I say that because if an athletic trainer defines themselves as a secondary school, a collegiate, a professional athletic trainer, that mindset will not work in this model. And it's not that they're good or bad as an athletic trainer. It just means we need to have a person who is seeking a better way to deliver their service. They know there is something out there, but they haven't found it. They've been trying to challenge status quo, but no one is listening to them. And they keep on coming up against roadblocks. They want more, but they just don't know what to do. Oh, by the way, they have their ATC, right? Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm an athletic trainer. Those are the type of people we are seeking right now to be agents. If there's that person that defines themselves as a secondary athletic trainer or a collegiate athletic trainer, there's nothing wrong with it. They just won't be successful in this model because as an innovation technology company, as a startup, it's all about mindset. And you have to get early adopters. You have to understand that you're going to have 1,000 failures before you have one success. And what I've found through many years of going through this, athletic trainers have to have it perfect. And partly I understand if we misdiagnose, right, or misevaluate, because we can't diagnose, if we misevaluate a torn ACL and we're wrong, that's a big deal. So we have to be right 99.9% of the time. So we have a hard time going and talking to people about what we're delivering if the product isn't perfect or the technology doesn't work. So we have to have these mindset people who have the ATC credential to say, that's not a big deal. I know the right people. They're early adopters. They're going to be okay. So that's why this is a very important slide for this presentation. All right, these are current statistics within a couple weeks, right? Within 1 month from the last time I did it, you can see the opportunity we're building. These are the early adopters. These people have the right mindset and they're like, hey, you're onto something big. I know it's not going to happen tomorrow, but I want to be part of it. This is exciting. So some of you your name might be on there, or you might also know other people that have said, I believe in the cause. So there's always a current status. Right now, we have the technology environment that ranges from registration, we can sign people up, to prevention, to referrals. Everything is there, right? Even return to play. All of the technology is there. We have athletes using it. And right now, for the agents, because we're looking for the early adopters, come on board, there's no cost. Over time, if an athletic trainer wants to be part of this environment, we're going to charge. And the reason I say that is we're a business. Athletic trainers love to complain about not having value and we don't get paid enough money. But every time someone asks an athletic trainer, well, you got to pay for it, they say, well, I'm an athletic trainer, I should get it for free. Like, that's not business. And athletic training is never going to change until that mindset changes. So we're going to be one of the companies that says, yeah, you want to play, you want to earn X amount of dollars because our statistics show that athletic trainers that convert can make this amount of money. Well, you got to play to be part of it. And part of that includes, here's all the technology that we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to build and all the money we've spent on building partnerships to get to this point. So the athletic trainers who have the right mindset that want to be an agent right now, come on board. There's no risk other than time. We love to have the people that believe in what we're doing. This is just an example of why this idea popped into my head. These text messages are real and these emails are real. And I guarantee multiple people on this call right now have text messages in their phone from former athletes, coaches, administrators, family, friends, asking for your advice. And if we look at the profession, right, and I guarantee every one of you is going to shake your head when I say this, we ask our all of our friends, the two pain points are, I don't make enough money and I'm overworked. But every single one of us is constantly doing this work for free. And no one has ever had a solution. We just kind of complain about it. We just talk about it. We're literally creating the solution of stop doing it for free, send them to this whole service that you're part of and make them pay for it. You can never call an attorney. You can never call an accountant and say, hey, can I get 15 minutes of your high-level professional advice? Can I get 15 minutes of a free surgery? They don't do it. Everyone else charges except athletic trainers. So, and then what we're doing is this service way beyond advice. You have an athlete that talks to an agent. Well, we're managing their health. We're sending them to the appropriate provider when necessary. And then we're making recommendations on the appropriate products. But we should be getting paid for those recommendations. We constantly are telling athletes, buy this product, use this service. You talk with collegiate athletic trainers all the time, and you have these startups that will go into the athletic training room and get the athletic trainer to buy in so then they can use the athletes as a beta test, and the athletic trainers get nothing. Maybe they get a free shirt, right? Maybe they get a gift card. We are the conduit to $1 trillion industry that no one has ever been able to capitalize on. We've just been kind of selling ourselves short by giving all this service away. And that's part of the problem of the athletic training profession, right? Is there an opportunity? Obviously, there's an opportunity. We all know, well, why don't we go into the gym industry? Why don't we work with youth sports? You can see how big this market is. And we're not doing athletic training anymore. We're creating this athletic health tech agency using agents who have the skill set of athletic training. I've done these calls in the past. I talk to athletic trainers all the time. And the first question is, well, what does it look like? I'm not asking anyone on this call to quit your job. That's the first thing I want you to realize. Keep your day job. Do this as a part-time thing. Think of it as the side gig economy that we're working in. You can set your schedule where these athletes that are assigned to you can talk to you before work, during lunch, after work. We're giving you the control to digitally manage their health. And then the professional growth is where the time will be spent, where you're going to learn about technology learning. You're going to learn how to deliver a new product in a whole new market. And we're going to be talking about the innovation within the 21st century. So there's just time of a training module, right? So, okay, Adam, that's cool. Like, well, what's in it for me? What can I benefit from if I join? Number one, if you have been that person that says athletic training is backwards, it is the rotary phone. Everyone around us is using cell phones and they're talking to people through their phone, through FaceTime, and sending emails from their phone. And we're literally trying to plug in our rotary phone to the wall. Why are we not advancing? Why is the profession of athletic training not entered the 21st century? This is the solution. We'd love to have you be part of it. Number two and number three are really important. Athletic trainers are not salesmen and women. We all know it. Like, call a spade a spade. We've tried to work with athletic trainers. We all know that within every one of your phones that is sitting next to your computer, or you might even be watching this video on your phone, you have a lot of opportunity from a sales perspective in your phone. But athletic trainers have a very hard time picking up their phone and making the connection. So we know it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just understanding how to put a business model around it. So if you're an athletic trainer that wants to be an agent and you're like, I love the idea, but I don't want to sell it. I don't want to go around town to network. That's cool. Don't worry about it. Just be a network right now, which allows us to go get these accounts. And when we have work for you, we'll pay you a commission, right? And to use an analogy, that's the Go for Ellis model. That's what they do. So we can have an athletic trainer that's really good, really knowledgeable, really support this agent idea. And you just have to be on the sidelines waiting for us to bring business to you. Or you're an athletic trainer. And my joke is we have a couple athletic trainers, especially Nora, who's in Colorado. She pours the Kool-Aid on her face from the packet, right? She pours the powder. She's not even drinking the Kool-Aid. She's pouring the powder before the Kool-Aid's even made. And she's like, I'm in. I am all in. I'm going to get people on the phone. I'm going to test the user experience. If you're one of those individuals and you help the company grow, we'll pay you more money. You will make the connections to the club coaches, the CrossFit owners, the league directors that we've all known for our entire career, but we've always just been giving service away for free. If you are one of those people and you want to make more money, which is totally acceptable, let us know and we can work with that situation as well. So the next steps are, I'm going to show another video and then I'll talk about the rest. So give me 1 second while I pull up that other video.
Story of somebody who'd heard about my work back in the early days of Start With Why, and he called me up and he says, I've heard good things about you from whoever recommended me. He says, these were the exact words he said. He says, convince me why I should hire you. And my answer was, don't. And the reason is simple. Anybody who says, convince me, is not somebody who believes what I believe. And the ones that I would say yes to are people who came up to me and said, you know, your stuff is interesting. I don't think it's all right. I think some of you got some things wrong. But I think it's really, really interesting. I think we could do something together. Those are the people I want to work with. There's an old Zen Buddhist saying, which is how you do anything is how you do everything. So if somebody is going to force me to convince them why I should work with them, then every piece of advice I give them, they're going to force me to convince them why I am making this recommendation. Where does trust come in? Whereas when there's a shared set of values and beliefs, trust builds deeper, so that when I say, I think you should try this, they go, huh, if you say so, there's trust. And it also keeps me to a high standard, because I know this person does trust me. So not to mention the fact that those people are just more fun to work with. You know, I work with fantastic people because I chose to work with fantastic people. I don't have any clients that suck the life out of me because I said no right from the get-go. And I'll add one more point. You don't have to do this. I'm not telling you everybody has to do this. It's simply a choice. Yeah. If you want to say yes to everything, be my guest. It's not my business. It's your business, and do what you want with it. This is how I've chosen to live my life and run my business.
So obviously the reason I'm showing that is for, kind of two reasons. One, I want to work with the athletic trainer population who believes this and they trust that we're onto something special. And they know it's not going to be a quick, easy answer, but they're willing to go along on that journey. And then the second part is, actually, I forgot the second part. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I want to show you now the next part, right? So I'm gonna open up another screen real quick, and if anyone is interested, I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this. Just give me 1 second while I pull it up. There it is. And sorry, I meant to have it open before, but I did not. There it is. There it is. So this is the process that if you're like, you know what, Adam, I want to learn more about it. Tell me. You go to this website and I will copy it and I'm going to put it in the chat. And then if anyone has any questions afterwards, right, we can talk about it. It's very simple. So now it's in the chat. Everybody has it. You go to the chat, you click on this. Here's the job description. You guys can read it without me on the call. And all we're asking for is your name, your email, upload a resume just to put something in there. We're not taking any personal information. There's no social security number, anything like that. And that just allows you to have a conversation with me to really help me understand if you're truly interested or if you have any questions. So it's a very simple process, right? I have to put my name in there. There's nothing more to it. So then if I go back to this slide, so then back to this, once you fill out that paperwork, we have a conversation, then you upload your professional information to really become an agent. Then we get into the training. And part of the training is to understand what being an agent really means. I have this example of, you can have a nuclear physicist who's the smartest guy in the room or gal in the room, but they still have to go through insurance training to become an insurance agent. Like, they just don't get to qualify to be an insurance agent because they're a nuclear physicist. That is the concept around becoming an athlete health agent. So the foundation is really helping you understand the vision that we're creating, the culture of the company. Empowerment is this transition from being an athletic trainer into an agent, and helping you understand yourself about what this means to you. And then the peak performance is, okay, now that you've made that mental mindset shift, now let's help you really understand how to be successful in this market, because it isn't traditional athletic training. It's very unique. It's very different. And then the sustain column is, well, this is how you continue to grow. This is staying up to date with technology, all the features we're adding, sales pipelines, all that different stuff. And then once you are in that sustain phase, it's really, okay, now let's talk with the people in your community. So I have athletic trainers that sign up quickly and like, I want to talk to everyone in my community, but we have to hold the horses a little bit. We got to pull back on the reins, because if an athletic trainer hasn't made the shift to be an agent, and they don't understand what information we're talking about in that peak performance column, when they are talking with their community, what the community hears is athletic training. And the first thing out of their mouth is, oh, this is great. When are you going to come stand on the sidelines? When can I go see you in person? And then we almost lost the chance, or it's going to take a lot more opportunity and work to educate them on what we said the first time, to backtrack and go forward. So we really ask, our agents to wait a little bit until they've gone through some of the training. So with that, right, that's it. That's the presentation. There's people on the call that are part of it. If any of you want to say anything, if you have any questions, or like the Bernards on the call, Josh, you're new. Greg, I know you joined in the middle, so you missed the beginning. If anyone has any comments, that's what this call is about. And guys, pick it apart. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me why it's not going to work. That's how we have got this far, is to have very open-minded conversations, and we're making major headway. So I definitely want to hear some thoughts from people. And if you don't, I will pick on people, as everyone knows, just to get their opinion. So hopefully someone has something before I have to call you out. All right.
I mean,
so Bernard, there you are. Yeah, you were actually going to say something. That's great. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, just from speaking with Richard a little bit last week or earlier this week about it, I definitely like the idea. I actually love the idea in terms of what the route you're trying to go with this, with all of it, honestly. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. It's a great path, and it really is. I think it will really separate athletic trainers in that, I guess, the traditional setting, as opposed to what an actual athletic trainer can do and can provide outside of just that traditional setting.
So two things based on your comment, which was fantastic. Number one, the reason I chuckled when you paused is, I mean, that's that mind blown perspective. That's the aha moment. I literally don't even know what to say because my mind was blown. So it's fun to have that reaction.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, like, I get that a lot, because I know we're doing something as a group that people have always been talking about, but it was never put into action. And then the second piece, and this is where I really want like the athletic trainers to hear me out. When we work in those traditional settings and we are being the athlete health manager of the basketball team, of the football team, or you're at a college and you have two sports, or you are at a high school and you have on average 650 athletes, we cannot do everything. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So you are this point of contact, and then we help the athlete navigate their own health or the healthcare system, right?
Yeah.
The millions of people that we're talking about, they don't have anything like that. So what athletic training is doing is they're telling everyone how valuable they are, but they're focusing on their hands-on skills. And when an athletic trainer goes into private practice, we are infringing on the territory of physical therapy, of chiropractors, of massage therapists. What we're doing is we're taking this aspect of management to a whole new population to then be an ally to the chiropractor, to the massage therapist, to the physical therapist. Now we're doing something that is very, very unique, but it is actually more in line with the traditional setting because, and I didn't mention this earlier, when we work with those 650 athletes, on average, the time that we spend with them is minutes because we're organized chaos managers, right? At 2:30, everyone comes in the athletic training room, we do what we can, and then during practice, we're working with some, we're walking around covering the field. The profession of physical therapy and even the fitness industry is built on 15-minute to 60-minute increments. Like that's how the profession is built from a service model, whereas athletic training was built on organized management, chaos management, and managing the overall health of many athletes. So in reality, what we're doing is more in line with the traditional model, but taking it to millions of people to then support the whole ecosystem of healthcare.
Right.
Yeah. So no, great points. I appreciate it. I'm just going to go down the line. Oh, do you have anything else? I'm not trying to cut you off.
That's great.
I'm going to ask new people and then I'll go back to the usual suspects. So Josh, just on my list, you're next. Do you have any questions, thoughts?
Well, the only thought I have is that I know we've spoke personally, you know, I call you for advice and things like that. And the first time you told me this idea and I actually, you know, this same concept and the same idea you told me is what I do now. Basically, what you just said, you know, I refer to my physician, I have a physical therapist I refer to, and the reason being is because I don't have enough time. And then I basically followed up today. I have two athletes with ACL tears, one with a meniscus and another one with a shoulder dislocation. And I literally follow up and I refer out and, you know, I'm not doing any of the rehab because A, I don't have a lot of equipment because I'm a secondary school athletic trainer with a low budget and nothing there. B, I don't have a lot of the time. So technically, you know, what you just presented is what I'm doing. And you're correct. I'm doing that all the time.
And there's so much value, right? Everybody wins when you do it that way. Everybody.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's, you know, the physical therapist loved it. I referred 10 athletes to him, you know, and he's an out of network and the Bollinger covers it anyway. And it's a win-win because I know how to do rehab, but the point is for me to have quality one-on-one care. And I can't do that because I have to provide services at the game, at practice, and I have to do other paperwork and other administrative stuff. And it's not conducive to the athlete's healthcare because I'm not going to give them the quality time, which is why I refer out. So I love the concept. I really do.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. And that's where, right, if we look at the pain point is millions of people do not have that service right now. So our solution is, well, let's bring it to them, right? That's the opportunity in front of us. Greg, right, I'm going down the list. I'm asking people that haven't been in the system yet. Do you have any thoughts or questions for me or the other guys that are part of it and gals? And you're on mute, so hopefully you can take yourself off mute. No, doesn't seem like it. Who else?
So can I actually add one thing too, if you don't mind, Adam?
No, go for it.
So another aspect I find it really helpful is that first of all, I work in an urban area, right? A lot of people don't have access to healthcare. They don't know what doctor to go to, where to even see somebody. And they always ask me and they always say, hey, do you have any recommendations and this like that? And I have 3 physical therapists that I've developed a relationship with. And the doctors that I've met throughout the year, me starting the job, and they're getting quality care and they don't have to go see their family physician to go get a referral because I already know an ortho. So it's, I don't know, I'm just reiterating, you know, the obvious. It's
Yeah, I mean, that's that health management piece, right? We are helping them navigate the labyrinth of healthcare, that is very difficult for people to understand. And even us as healthcare providers, we don't even understand it, right? Every single week, every single year, when there's new elections and people go into office, things change. So it's very, very complicated for people to learn how to use it. Just asking again, Greg, if you can hear us or talk, definitely want to hear your answers. And then I'm just going to go up the chain. So Lee, right, you're next to Greg's picture on my screen. Do you have any, new ideas or thoughts after being in it for a little bit?
No, not really. I actually was going to email you because I want to start the training, but I don't know how to access the videos.
So you might have an email that you haven't opened yet that gives you the access to that stuff. So we can talk offline. I can help you.
Yeah. Okay. But no, I don't have a lot else to add. No,
perfect. Cougs is Whitney. Do you have any thoughts? No. Oh,
just more exciting the more I go along.
Okay, cool. You've done some of the training, correct?
Yeah, I've got probably 2/3 of the way done.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, there's no timeline. It's not like you have to do it by a certain time. But when you talk about that training, right? And if we go back to that slide I had that talked about the different columns, what are your thoughts around the mindset shift from a traditional athletic trainer, which is what we have to have, that's our education, to this whole new opportunity? Like, how has that experience been for you?
It's been good. It's just kind of strengthened or kind of reiterated that shift that I'd already been kind of having. Just there wasn't a lot of direction, or, like at some point there hadn't been much support, or hard to find other like-minded individuals to kind of bounce ideas off and stuff.
Perfect. No, that's great. Great feedback. Matt or Richard, is there anything that you want to, or Steve again, is there anything that you guys want to mention since you're part of the system?
I'll just add, kind of going off what Whitney was saying there, it's always keep an open mind with individuals within your network who you think would be open to a conversation. And, what I enjoy about it, working with Richard here in PA, it's just constant back and forth, bouncing ideas off each other. What do you think? And that, one, enables continuous momentum, and two, it brings awareness to other people. So to Adam's point before, we don't want to go out and approach every single person that we know, but start thinking of strategic relationships and just have the conversations. There's no commitment, there's no obligation. So whether it's other athletic trainers, docs, PT clinics, if you think you have the right person and you get 20 minutes on the phone, just to start bouncing ideas around, but don't hesitate to reach out to Adam or say, hey, I think I have someone. How should we approach this to set up a meeting with them?
Yeah, no, Matt's saying it the best. I am 100% available, right? You don't throw a freshman into a varsity football game. They have to understand the playbook. So work with me. Let me talk with them. You're on the phone. It's doing it as a team approach. I'm empowering everybody, but it's like, this is the tip of the iceberg. We are doing something so big, and we're taking this unique service that for 50 years has been behind the shadows at a basketball game, a football game, Alabama, Auburn, that no one knows what we do. It's like, let's bring it to the forefront, right? Let's do it. And there are companies that are like, you guys are on the future. We want to be part of this. So if you guys are into it, love to have you. You have the link, my email, you have it from the video. Stay in touch. There's really nothing else I want to talk about. So if anyone has last minute questions, love to hear them. If not, have a good holiday, and I'll wait to see emails from some of you guys coming through. Awesome. All right. You guys have a good holiday. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
See you guys.
Thanks, Adam.